Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the last day of 2023 Demo Days. And we are wrapping up today with Seattle Technology Group. You probably are all familiar with their flagship product, Iris Conference, but today you're going to learn more about the benefits of implementing the software that is exclusively tailored for campuses. Mike Verkerk, Product Manager, and Mariellynn Maurer, Director of Customer Success, will share more. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mike.
Thank you. And before I start talking for about 25 minutes, can I just get a thumbs up if you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. So welcome to our presentation, Transforming Event Operations with Iris Conference. We only have about 30 minutes together, so here's our plan. We'll do some quick introductions about us, Seattle Tech, and the Iris Conference platform. Then we'll dive into sharing the overarching benefits of Iris Conference and a quick review of how each of these modules serves your event operation. So I'm Mike from Seattle Tech. I've worked in higher ed for close to 20 years. Prior to working at Seattle Tech, I worked at University of Victoria in their housing, food, and conference center. We use Seattle Tech product called Conference Programmer at the University of Victoria. I've traveled to close to 100 campuses across North America and helped them with software and business processes related to conferences and camps. I'm the software product manager for Seattle Tech, and I'm excited to share how we can help you today.
And I am Mariellynn. I've worked in hotel sales and marketing for over 11 years and also in higher ed conferences and events for over 17. And I began my career in higher ed as a student, where I was a conference assistant working in the summer and eventually turned that into a career. Before joining Seattle Tech as the Director of Customer Success, I served for over 11 years as the Director of Conferences and Events at William & Mary, where we used CP for many years before we became early adopters of Iris registration, and then were beta testers of the Iris Conference platform for Seattle Tech. I'm also excited to share with you today, and we're going to dive in to explain the full potential of our software.
So a little bit about Seattle Tech. Since 1993, Seattle Tech has provided conference and event software to higher ed institutions across North America. For over 30 years, we've worked with our clients to develop software and business processes to support event offices and staff on college and university campuses.
Our team at Seattle Tech is made up of experienced higher ed conference and event professionals. This is intentional. We can teach technology, but people don't really understand conferences and event operations until they've actually lived it. Because we've been front desk workers, coordinators, associate directors, and directors, when you partner with Seattle Tech, you get software and a team of technical event professionals that support you along the way. We work to innovate, create efficiencies, and drive success for our clients. When you request help, it's people who understand events and the context of your request that respond, not a bot. Strong customer service and support are hallmarks of Seattle Tech, and our support does not end with implementation.
And today we're here to talk about the Iris Conference platform. Iris Conference is our modern, cloud-based, mobile device-friendly solution built for higher ed event operations. Over the next 25 minutes, we'll provide a high-level view of how Iris Conference can help your event operation. A full functionality demo runs about 90 minutes, so we'll stick to highlights and benefits of our platforms and modules. You'll hear Mariellynn and me say Iris every minute. So the Iris Conference platform is the overarching cloud-based technology that runs our web applications and services. It's built on Microsoft Azure so that it's always on, always available, and scalable to your needs. It's also flexible and configurable. You control the software, the setup, the configuration, and the user access with minimal campus IT assistance. We offer standard integrations with single sign-on like Shibboleth, 25 Live, and registration with PCI-compliant credit card gateways. We also offer standard APIs for interacting with conference and participant data. We offer custom integrations for things like dining and card access or financial system, and have a large standard report pack so that you can get the data that you need out of Iris. And what's really unique about Iris is that we've built modules for the people that are in the event operation, and we'll be reviewing those modules today. Because we only operate in higher ed, we're familiar with your purchasing and IT compliance processes and procedures, and the review process tends to go very favorably for Seattle Tech in your department.
Our products and our company are focused on higher ed conference and event programs only. That's our specialty. We're built by conference planners in higher ed for conference planners in higher ed. The IRIS Conference platform is designed to support conference and event offices as well as one-stop shop. We're built with you in mind. IRIS Conference handles the life cycle of an event, from inquiry and sales all the way through to final invoice. It carries you through registration, quoting, contracting, coordinating, check-in, on-site management, checkout, and then billing. It tracks communications for you, tasks, major milestones, and holds key documents for your event. Collaboration is one of the many benefits of IRIS Conference. IRIS becomes the truth and the system of record about your event operations, sales, scheduling, attendance, and financials. IRIS Conference streamlines your processes by providing your operations staff and campus partners with real-time information, reports, and statistics through interfaces for front desk, dining, meeting space, housekeeping, and public safety. Each campus partner sees only the information pertinent to their work related to your event. This eliminates the need for you to manually compile and send daily reports. Everyone is working from one set of data. This means fewer phone calls and more accurate information. IRIS brings everyone under one umbrella and allows them to collaborate in one system on one set of data in real time.
We designed IRIS to be easy to learn and easy to use. We know that you have limited time to train staff, and when you scale up for event operations, and when you have staff turnover like we've seen over the last few years. Our dashboards and user interfaces surface the most relevant information based on who you are and what you need to focus on. Here's a few examples. Here's our sales dashboard. At a glance, you can see where your potential revenue is in your sales pipeline and which stage of the pipeline each event is in. You set up your sales stages, then drag events to a different stage and track revenue along the way. The goal of this screen is to get all of our groups and events to contracted. Coordinators enjoy working from the operations dashboard, especially during the summertime. At a glance, they can see key information about statistics about what's happening on campus, guest arrivals and departures, meeting spaces used, and other key tasks information about each day. The dashboard links to relevant records about today, making navigation within the platform easy. After a group leaves campus, moving them over to the billing dashboard happens with the click of a button. Activities related to billing appear on the dashboard to ensure campus partners have provided final counts, staff have double-checked participant information, and final invoices can go out quickly after the event ends. Switching gears, the front desk dashboard is designed for desk and student staff. The front desk module's dashboard focuses on today's event attendees and on-campus events. Staff who access IRIS via front desk see what's been planned, but they can't ruin your planning, quote, and contract information. We'll take a deeper dive into front desk a little bit later. IRIS Conference saves you time by documenting your business processes within the software. During implementation, we work with you to create activity templates that define your processes and sub-processes. You'll save significant time during staff training and summer training by providing detailed instructions on each step of the event. If a staff member is away, the team will know what has been done and what to do next. You can create and adjust these templates whenever you'd like. We've also just launched and completed our first cohort of IRIS Academy. IRIS Academy offers quarterly training on all IRIS products. It's included in the annual maintenance agreement for new customers, and our customer success team also keeps you up to date on all of the new IRIS functionality that we release.
Communication may be the one area that the most amount of time is spent on when it comes to conference and event business. Let's look at some ways that IRIS Conference assists with communication. IRIS Conference tracks your communications for you. Emails can be sent directly from IRIS Registration, Coordinator, and IRIS Front Desk. These emails can be uniquely written single emails or sent via email template. Staff can also subscribe to automated notification emails in IRIS registration. They'll receive an email in their inbox when certain conditions are met for a registration site. Do you ever find yourself writing the same emails over and over to share the same information but to different clients? Our email template feature allows you to create standard communications to accompany attachments, invoices, quotes, reminders, all so that you can save time, creating efficiencies for you and your team. Imagine sending one email to all registrants within a conference with just a few clicks, as opposed to sending out one email to every registrant. Using email templates allows you to create standards for your brand, and it can reinforce your business rules when you pair this feature with activity templates. With Iris, you can reply to clients via your email app and CCC Iris Conference. Iris will automatically file the email under the contact that you sent it to, and you can also link that same communication directly to an event via the Communications tab. The linked correspondence then appears directly on the event record. This functionality means that you can confidently answer questions when clients call or when you're covering for other staff members while they're away from the office at events.
So trust and truth is the key to your event operation, and Iris as a platform becomes the source of truth for everything event related. Event stakeholders and campus partners trust that they have the most accurate information when they access it directly from Iris, rather than a report that may be out of date as soon as it's printed. By bringing your events team onto the Iris platform, everyone gains confidence by interacting and updating real-time data. Here's a couple of examples of that. This desk log feature of Iris Coordinator and Iris Front Desk allows for seamless communication internally. Staff covering events and weekend shifts can make notes regarding participants and conferences for other staff or members to follow up on the following day. We also offer automated logging. In this example, we're viewing the activity log and changes made to a participant. When we make changes to a participant, we track the values before the change so that we can undo changes if we have to. This activity log is sometimes integrated with door and card systems. We also offer automated logging in Iris registration for registrant changes, in a housekeeping room log for housekeeping status changes, and an audit log for financial reconciliations. The Iris Conference platform helps you with your risk management and compliance. Campuses weren't made for minors, so you need to ensure you're compliant with institutional and state guidelines and that your minors' data is safeguarded. The Document Hub allows you to upload signed copies of contracts, certificates of insurance, background checks, and other compliance or contractual documents that financially and legally obligate the group. You can easily verify key documentation is on file on the event record. No need to go to your shared network drives. Risk management and compliance are easy when there's only one place to go look. Iris Front Desk also has built-in rules for validating genders for assignments, over assignments, and special cases. Our assignment screens prevent mixing participants by age, gender, and participant type. Our archive functionality ensures that you can comply with records retention policies around minors on campus. In some cases, these must be retained for many, many years.
Iris is the framework and the tools used to manage processes, track tasks, capture communications, and move your business forward every day. You own and control Iris software. It's not tied into campus-wide software or housing software. This gives you great flexibility to quickly make changes because you control how the software behaves and who has access to it. You don't need to be an IT person, though, or to rely on your IT department to configure Iris software.
Iris comes with a standard report pack of over 90 reports, including reports to help you run annual stats and to do budget projections. Here's an example of an event list. We can build custom compliance reports like unrelated business income tax and tax bond compliance reports. Our report pack includes projected and actual revenue summaries, year-end occupancy projections, and statistics. You can trust the consistency in your reporting when running year-over-year stats, because you know that your calculations are calculated the same way each time.
Overall, the IRIS conference platform provides operational transparency. The work that you do on behalf of your clients becomes visible to staff and to campus partners. In IRIS registration, the work even becomes visible to your clients. This transparency helps to build trust, loyalty, and engagement. The same data that is used to provide instant updates to team members and campus partners is used to create the reports necessary to back up the financial transactions you post or the statistics that you run.
So next, we're going to look at some of the individual IRIS modules. IRIS Conference is comprised of two core products, IRIS Coordinator and IRIS Registration. The two products are integrated, so registrants automatically flow into IRIS Front Desk so that they can be checked in when they come to campus. First, we'll review IRIS Coordinator, then we'll spend a couple minutes on each of the other modules. IRIS Coordinator is our customer relationship management tool for event planners and coordinators. The primary records are our organizations that we work with, aka customers, the contacts that we work with, and the events. IRIS Coordinator starts at inquiry and provides functionality through final invoice. IRIS Conference makes it easy to build new events and view the history on previous contacts, orgs, and events to know what to plan for the future. It has templates for quotes, activities, and rates to make assembling an event quick and painless. Schools that use IRIS Conference save time by duplicating past events, then updating them with the new quote, activity, and rate and planning information.
We've mentioned activities and activity templates and how you can build your standard operating procedures into them. This means that you can capture instructions and notes in any activity and update it on your own if your business processes change from year to year. You can also run a standard report to help you see if all of the tasks and deadlines related to your events are being met. Each time team members prepare to do these tasks from the activity template, the instructions are right there to serve as a reminder to them and to save time. Activities can have permissions. For example, coordinators can apply the template, delegators can pass tasks to others, and doers can just do the tasks and mark them as completed. When delegating activities, IRIS does keep track of who originally owned the task and who it was delegated to. So delegators can then confirm that the tasks they passed forward were indeed completed. As the coordinator, you can view all activities, reschedule, and reassign activities across all events. Reporting functions, as well as the color-coded calendar, allows you to see overdue tasks, completed tasks, and incomplete tasks. Some deadlines may be flexible and others are not. Think about guarantee number deadlines, check-in and check-out deadlines. So for each task in a template, choose what the appropriate date should be by pinning it to a key conference date. That may be today's date or a specific date. Another great benefit of activities is that you can manage your milestone and deadline-driven tasks. You can see these critical tasks displayed prominently on the main screen for every event in IRIS. The calendar view, list views, and reports can be sorted by individual team members to ensure that details are being efficiently managed and taken care of on time. Our most important tasks are the ones that impact our clients. You can filter by the word operations and find activities that will ensure that the impact and execution of the event are not full of overdue tasks. If you don't prefer a calendar or a list view, just use the standard reports to pull data and ensure that your team and all related planning is on track for your upcoming event.
Next up, we're going to look at the sales process. So the sales dashboard allows you to define and view your sales process. As quotes are approved, you can see the grand total of revenue projections for events in various stages. You create your sales stages and drag and drop to move events through the custom sales process. We also offer revenue projections to see your expected revenue by date range or type of business rather than across the entire sales dashboard. With Iris, you can quickly quote events from quote templates, track quotes with quote statuses, and see how your revenue will change over time as those quotes are versioned. Many clients will create quotes and versions like quote for the contract, and then 30 days out, a guarantee number quote. We use the approved quote status to track projected revenue and see how we change over time. And in Iris, projected and actual revenue are always separate, but you can easily copy quote items to an invoice if there are no changes required between what's been quoted and what we ought to invoice.
We all probably know what it's like to have to go to multiple systems to get information. Iris Coordinator is designed to allow you to accomplish all of your work related to a conference group within one system using different modules. You can reserve your meeting space, block your residence hall rooms, and all of this from your event screen in Iris Coordinator. The space planning calendar makes it easy to move groups between buildings and floors in bulk. Many clients use this space planning feature to capture high-level blocking of beds in order to maximize revenue-generating potential. You can view your residence hall space by building, floor, suite, and room. Meeting space can be coordinated within Iris Coordinator from the event screen as well. Daily and hourly rates can be held in Iris, along with related setup fees or upcharges. Block space, insert expected attendance numbers, choose your room configurations and diagrams, and note the setup time. Staff that's responsible for setups can access the read-only meeting space module to view room configurations and diagrams and to get their work done without accidentally deleting any of your data. Gone are the days of needing to dig through files to complete a final invoice for your clients. With Iris, good data makes billing easy. The built-in wizards that calculate based on custom rate formulas for housing, incorporating your business rules of when to charge what, allows for billing to happen in just a few clicks. The backup reports that give the details that a client would ask for related to housing, dining, and meeting space are also included as standard reports and can be sent along with your final invoice.
So if you have team members with different functions, we have the opportunity in Iris to set very distinct permissions. We know that not all users necessarily should have the same access as a full-time staff member. You can customize user rights of team members in Iris Front Desk, not only through permissions, but also by which reports can be accessed by different kinds of users. For example, deleting participants in events is likely only a permission that a select person or two may have on your staff. Group check-in and group checkout functionality may be reserved for coordinators, whereas student staff only have individual check-in permissions. These permissions allow us to prevent errors and keep your data secure by ensuring each person can only do what they're allowed to do. We're going to head back to Iris Front Desk. So in Iris Front Desk, desk staff see just what they need to do and have a snapshot of what's happening today and can plan for their day. As the day progresses, the dashboard updates to show remaining work. They have limited access to read-only event data and can view information related to check-ins, check-outs, groups on campus, check housekeeping room statuses, and access other reports like an activity list of tasks to work on for the day. Live links can be added to the bottom of Front Desk so that you can link to pertinent websites and local information. We touched on the power of communication early in the presentation, and one of the built-in tools of Iris Front Desk is the desk log. Student staff coming on shift can read the notes from the previous shift and know what they may need to expect that day. Desk logs can also be made on both participant and event levels. In addition, activity logs of each event tell you the changes that have occurred within the event and the user that made that change. It can tell you who, what, and when which can make it very easy to know who to go to if questions arise later during the billing process.
By providing your campus partners and staff intuitive interfaces to their slice of the event operation, when coordinators plan events, the relevant details immediately appear for campus partners. Let's look at some examples. Here's our dining dashboard, where your food service team sees meal counts, times that groups are arriving, and which groups are coming into which dining halls. In addition, they can pull their own reports to help them plan for all of the things they need to, like food orders, staffing schedules, and menu planning.
Iris Front Desk is focused on people, dining is focused on meals, and housekeeping is focused on beds to clean and occupancy. With housekeeping, we can view what needs to be cleaned for today and what the next available priorities are via the Available to Clean button. The Mark Rooms feature of housekeeping also has built-in activity log. Check-ins, check-outs, space blocks, offline room blocks, and maintenance histories can be viewed for each room. You can access the log for any room by clicking a link and seeing a history of all of the activity over a summer period in that particular room. Housekeeping is often used by supervisors for planning. Management tools like a planning calendar show check-ins and check-outs, as well as turnaround times between rooms. Supervisors can bulk mark floors as cleaned as inspections are done, and housekeepers hand back paperwork. Housekeeping also works on a tablet so that real-time information in housekeeping can be updated from the field. We also offer exports for maintenance staff to see what rooms they can and can't enter based on how you've blocked your conferences.
The public safety module allows your campus police or security officers to see read-only data and to run reports about guests and the groups that are currently on campus. They can do things like get emergency rosters, view building occupancy and meeting spaces that are currently in use. They can look up conference attendees and group contact information. And the best part, there's no wake-up phone calls in the middle of the night for you to look up the information.
Lastly, we offer Iris registration. Some schools use this as a standalone registration module, but most pair it with Iris Conference. These two products are integrated. You can link Iris registration to Iris Conference, and participants flow from registration right into Front Desk, saving you time on duplicate data entry. Registration allows you to collect information about participants relevant to your conferences or your clients' conferences. We are PCI compliant. Payments are collected directly online through our partnerships with many gateways like TouchNet, Authorize.net, and CashNet. Within Iris registration, you have the ability to create your own custom reports, as well as use our standard report pack and brand the forms for your needs or your client's needs. Iris registration comes with a client portal as well, so your clients can get their registration details in real time. Your clients are able to view registration numbers, registrants with balances due, and registrations that may not have been completed. This saves you time as your clients are able to grab their own reports, and you don't have to send reports to them manually each time they're asking for updates.
The last few years have been challenging for conference and event departments. We've seen many shifts from team members and campus partners to student, staff, and business processes. Often, as a director, I found myself leaning on Iris to fill the gaps for me and to hold information that I only knew. I was the only one left who had it, as I worked with a team full of new staff members. Through the Iris software, I was able to capture internal business relationships with our campus partners, what was important to them, and special notes that we needed to remember about specific buildings. I was also able to capture our business processes, our student staff training business processes to help them remember how to do key tasks, our client particulars and their history, and all those little special quirks and special cases about specific conference groups that came to campus. Iris does have archive functionality, and this allowed me to keep historical data at my fingertips. I had an immediate reference to help with planning, budgeting, and reporting into the future with my new team. I had the ability to duplicate events and to carry forward important notes for the next year. Once you've had Iris for a year, you can use last year as a very great template for the year coming up. I also found that for my new staff, the best place for them to start and to learn about our clients was to look at the last year's final invoice for that event. From that, they could learn lessons, eliminate repeat mistakes, and generally just continue to hold and build on improvements for the future. Many staff and many campus partners had forgotten a lot during the pandemic, and we'd had a lot of staff turnover and new folks coming into the university during that time. So the history that was held in Iris really helped to jog memories for me and for our campus partners. At Seattle Tech, we're good at what we do because we've done what you do. We love supporting our clients in doing what you love to do, and we consult and train staff both on-site and remotely, providing helpful online tutorials and training guides, and putting our best practices to work for you, our customers, every day.
So where we can go from here is we'd love to have a full demo with you, which again runs about 90 minutes. And during this demo, what we typically do is go from the initial inquiry of event all the way through the final invoice, and then look at some of the overarching stats and data that Iris can produce. We also focus a little bit of time on Iris registration and review how we build forms, how registrants are able to register for events, and how clients see that registration information. We also are hosting our Seattle Tech Summit. It just happens to be tomorrow from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock Eastern Time, or 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock Pacific. We've got a QR code up on the screen, so if you would like to scan that, we would love to have you attend. And we'll be sharing information about conference and events in general, not necessarily a 3-hour session on everything about Seattle Tech software and products. So here's the agenda for our Seattle Tech Summit, again, that's being hosted tomorrow. And please do scan that QR code if you would like to join us there. Lastly, if you join the Seattle Tech Summit, these do count for CCPA hours. And so you're able to submit those to ACCED-I and have those count towards your CCP certification. And so that's what we wanted to share today. I think we might be just on time and have a few minutes for questions. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask right now.
Well, I don't see any questions in the box, but I'm kind of bummed out. I won't be able to attend your summit tomorrow. Going to Fort Collins, so I'll be in transit, I guess. So unless they have free Wi-Fi, then maybe I could just, you know. And people sitting next to me are like, what is she watching? But but yeah, I guess for maybe a clarification, but because you talked about it, like the only standalone is either the coordinator or registration, correct? You can't buy like, or you can't whatever, lease certain modules or anything like that. Those are the two?
One can buy registration standalone, and one can buy coordinator standalone. However, a person needs to have Iris Coordinator to plan the event before things can show up in public safety, dining, meeting spaces, front desk, and so on. So all of those are taking the information that the event planners have planned, and then are customizing the view of it for the campus partners or stakeholders who need to consume that to help them run an event successfully. Got it.
Yeah. So if you don't have coordinator, then you're kind of dead in the water as far as
unless you have a use case to collect registrants and credit card payments, and all of that can be handled through registration. And a coordinator is not required for you to set up a registration form for a large group that's asking you, or other use cases are new student orientation registration, or campus tours registration, or simply collecting money because you need a PCI compliant solution for grabbing card information because you can't have credit cards at the front desk.
Right. Yes, gone are the days. Remember when we used to like just write people's credit card dump numbers down and everything? It's like those days are long gone, but I just want to make sure that I heard you right, because I was just, as we were going through everything, that there are rules set up as to who can change any of the parameters within. Like, it's not just everybody could just go in there and change things. There's, you could set those rules of engagement, if you will.
Absolutely. For example, a dining manager only sees the dining module, which exposes the counts and the relevant information about each event for dining. Whereas housekeeping, it was designed to surface beds primarily. So they don't see all of the event planning data. They just see what they need to clean and flip group by group. And public safety can look up names of participants and basic conference information, but they can't make room assignments and they can't mark rooms as cleaned. So for each of the stakeholders, if you're not a coordinator, you tend just to be able to see your slice of the pie and interact with that slice of the data.
That's good. Don't want, they just need to know that much. Don't get so great.
Yeah, and minors information and personally identifiable information is pretty well protected in Iris. And so it's much safer than using Google Sheets or Excel sheets to pass around what should be protected data because it is PII.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Well, thank you. That was just kind of as I was listening, I just wanted to clarify on that, because I just thought, oh my gosh, somebody could just go in here and have a bad day. Change everything.
If they did, we know who it was because we log everything. So yeah, they can only have one bad day.
Only one bad day. All righty. Well, I do want to thank you, Mike and Mariellynn, and I want everyone that is still with us also remind you that you will both be in Providence as well. So you can certainly follow up any conversations there or between now and then, which is going to be here before we know it. And with that, it's just like that. The 2023 demo days are over.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to provide a wrap up with links to all the presentations and any of the supporting documents. I know some folks shared some things, so we'll be getting all that out. And I do want to a big thank you again to all of our sponsors and, of course, the attendees for taking time out of their day to join us. And I look forward to seeing everybody in Providence. Thank you.
Thank you.